welcome back to another episode of Confessions to Wifeys. Of course, you guys know the drill. We are in quarantine style. Our next guest for this episode, her name is Whitney, and she's going to be talking about lifestyle, product styling, especially for Instagram. So it's going to be a lot of good things that you guys are going to learn. So stick around, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. Hi, Whitney. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. I am so happy to have you in Confessions.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me.
I know you because of Sam, our mutual friend. She is the best.
She is amazing. Love her.
Yes, and she was like, you need to interview Whitney. So I was like, okay, let's interview Whitney. So I'm very happy to have you. I know you have, in career-wise, you have done a lot. People that know you, you have a lot of, what do you call it? A long list.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit of styling, a little bit of product styling.
Yeah.
In your own words, who are you, and what career move are you doing now?
Yeah. So like you said, I do kind of have a long list of things I've done in my career, but the common thread is I've always been an entrepreneur. So I grew up in a household of my parents both being entrepreneurs. My grandparents were all entrepreneurs, my brother. So I think it was just like in my blood. From there, I got heavily involved in styling, and so I did tons of editorial styling in LA and in New York. And then I eventually evolved into where I am now, which is a product stylist. So a lot of people are not familiar with product stylists, or they don't really understand what that means.
Please explain it a little bit.
So, essentially a product stylist is taking a product, so for instance, like this t-shirt, and bringing this t-shirt to life. So whatever that means, giving it certain propping with it that gives kind of the viewer of the ad just like an insight to this person's lifestyle that wears this. So, maybe they're really into sneakers, maybe they're into graffiti art or into, cool cars, or who knows what it is, right? So you want to give that feel while you're styling a product. So a lot more goes into it, and a lot of styling secrets goes into these things that people just have no idea. The picture looks so simple, but one image might take 2 hours to style.
The funny thing about that is that Instagram is basically that. That's
what Instagram's becoming. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know when I was speaking to you, when we had a little chat, you were telling me that it's becoming very hard for photographers and creative directors to do product styling, because it's just so easy to do now when you have Instagram and you have a camera and you just shoot your shot basically.
So what's interesting about that is, yes, things are becoming a lot easier because with social media, as we know, you can see all these images and be like, oh, I'm going to try to figure that out. I mean, my iPhone 11 has this amazing, insane camera. I'll try to figure it out. Now, of course, where this is my expertise, I'm going to look at that and be like, I can tell that was homemade. Like, I can tell, they don't really know what they're doing, but they're trying. However, for someone that's just looking for a lot of content, it's going to be fine because they're just going to keep posting. It gives content. But for bigger brands, they still need, the professional stylists and the professional photographers, especially when doing advertising.
Do you judge some of them? Like when you go
yeah, definitely.
I never see days where you're like, oh, this is not cute.
Yeah, I'm just like, really? I can't believe you guys put that up. But it's such high demand with social media. It's just so difficult for these companies because they need so many shots constantly.
What is your definition of lifestyle. I know everybody has a different definition of lifestyle,
Yeah.
but I want to know your definition. Like, do you have, for you, what it means? What
Right.
lifestyle means to you?
So lifestyle to me means, it's the definition of you. So what is internal in you? What are your hobbies? What makes you tick? What is your career? What do you like doing in your spare time? What type of people do you like hanging around? What's the culture that you connect to? All that together is what creates your lifestyle. So yeah, you can be like, yeah, I'm more into like street style or streetwear and that type of lifestyle, or I'm more into a hiking lifestyle or working out, fitness. But it create lifestyle is more than just one thing. It's how you bring it all together.
Do you think now, I mean, social media is just taking over. Do you think people have their own culture nowadays, or do you think it's just like kind of like copycat?
Copycat.
Yeah.
It drives me insane.
I'm gonna call it copycat.
It drives me absolutely insane. I've always been heavily involved in the sneaker streetwear culture since I was a little girl when it was underground. I grew up playing basketball my entire life. That is what I've always been connected to. But now we see that culture is basically what rules, I mean, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And the thing that disappoints me about it now is it used to be like so unique, and everyone brought something different to the table. And I just feel like now it's just all one blend of everyone doing the same thing, everyone wearing the same thing. Like, when you and I were younger, it was like, okay, I'm going to come up with this cool thing. I was a total tomboy, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to wear this to prom and be a tomboy, but still be cute, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, now that's normal. But like, it was exciting to like think of different things that no one else would ever do.
Mm-hmm. I think it was kind of like people were a bit afraid, or not even. I felt people enjoyed the moment of that era, like 06, 07. That was like the best era of being a sneakerhead. And you didn't even call yourself a sneakerhead, but you were one. But it was kind of like special to have like a fresh new kicks or vintage, old used stuff, Jordans. Like
totally. I mean, I still have stuff from like when I was a little girl, like my Jordans that are like completely beat up, worn out, because it'd be like I'd be outside like playing basketball outside in these, doing this, all these things. But it's like I can't let go of that because it's like this is the real thing right here. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just now it's just so washed. Yeah. And it disappoints me because I am a very emotional person. And it disappoints me that no one just is being themselves. Why don't you come up with something unique that no one else is doing? Like, how about you start the trend? Yeah. That's the way I like to look at things.
It's like a bunch of flowers. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I like to be the one to like put people on, and I've always been proud of that. And then when people that I've backed or, anything like that are doing their thing, it just makes me feel like so amazing. I'm like, yeah, when no one even knew who you were or your brand was, I was out rocking it every day, talking about it, putting people on because I believed in it because it was something different, and so many people are just scared to do that. But then once they get big, they're like, oh yeah, yo, like I've been your friend forever, like blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't support me when I was selling shit out of the trunk of my car. Like, you know what I mean?
Or it's the whole, you don't know no one or you cannot do anything for me. So no matter.
Exactly. And I hate that mentality.
Yeah. So, what's a career advice that you would give a woman or anyone, a man too, that will like to get into styling? You said that first to be an assistant. What would be the second advice you would give them?
To stay dedicated to what they want to do, not to get frustrated when maybe they're not getting clients, maybe they're not getting called to certain jobs, to just really, really, really stick with what they believe in and what they love, and also doing a lot of test shooting. And by doing that, yeah, it's not fun. You're not getting paid money. You're not getting anything, but you're building your book. And if you don't have a book, no one's going to hire you. So when I started, I had to do a lot of test shooting, you know, for things I was never getting paid for, but I was building a book and a portfolio so people could see that. And then they're like, oh yeah, I want to hire her. And you're practicing, you're becoming better at your trade. And so it's, if you really want to build your career, you have to humble yourself. And a lot of people in the younger generation want to jump from A to Z, and they really have to go A to B to C to D, and you have to do that in order to become great in the end.
I think in all careers, I think this generation wants to just jump like from A to
it's so annoying.
Like get like stuck to like a famous person and that's it, like that they need it. And it's not even that, it's like there's more steps to it, you know, and the more steps there is, the more you learn as well.
Exactly. For me, I styled a lot of models for editorial shoots and commercial, and so that was more working with agencies and brands.
Which one would you say was your favorite?
Product styling.
And who, if you may?
My favorite brand to work for? That is hard to say because I don't want to offend anyone.
Say your favorite kid and you're like, no, I cannot just.
But I will say I built an amazing family with Bloomingdale's, and they really are who helped launch me into product styling. And I adore everybody there, from all the photographers, all the other stylists, the art directors I hold so dear to me. And so they really became like a family to me. So, and they gave me a chance at doing product styling.
I think those are the people that you definitely forever will be grateful.
Yeah, definitely.
Give me 2 questions that you get asked a lot on Instagram that you're like, oh my God, how am I gonna answer this? Or like, it's too long, or like, they're like, they always ask you and you always reply to them.
Well, we just answered one of them.
Okay.
So that is the number one question I always get, of how did you get into your career? Who do you style? What celebrities do you style? Because it's just such a misconception, like when they see stylist. Those are like the main things that I constantly get asked. Or how did you make that photo look that way? Or how did you get that lighting? Like things like that.
App you use.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to keep my secrets to myself.
I'm not going to tell you. I know you have a new Instagram account. And I know it's about jewelry. Just give us a little sneak peek about it.
Yeah, totally.
It's very close to your heart.
It's called the Compton Rock Shop, and that is where my family started. So my dad is born and raised in Compton. My grandfather owned a lapidary and jewelry store in Compton, California on Long Beach Boulevard. And my dad grew up there. The rock shop is what created my family's careers and success. And I want to bring that back, the culture of the Compton Rock Shop back. So I started an Instagram, and I'm just starting to kind of give the history of it because they have so many interesting stories and things that happened on that blog. And eventually I want to create a lower end jewelry line that's affordable to people our age, that really represents the culture of Southern California and Compton.
I was so buy.
Yeah,
I'll be a client immediately.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I'm taking my time on it. There's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of tension, you know, and so I have to work through those barriers also, because people are definitely very prideful of their cities that they come from, and I completely understand. I am not from Compton. My grandfather and father are from Compton, and my mom lived there for many years also, and so people don't understand why I have this page when I personally am not from Compton, but that's my heritage and that's where my family's from, and I'd never be where I am today. I would not be as creative as I am if it wasn't for my heritage.
What type of wife do you think you are?
You know, I thought about that question for a while, and I know this answer may seem a little different, but I feel like I am a wifey of evolvement. And what I mean by that is I have always been someone who thrives on evolving. I've never been scared of the unknown. I'm ready to pick up and move anywhere at any time, go places that I know no one. And that to me is thrilling, and that to me makes me grow as a person.
Of course, the last question that I always ask, and it's always my favorite. What advice will you give to your younger self?
Yes, so the advice I would give to my younger self would definitely be to just stay true to you, to not allow distractions in of other people, to not care about other people's opinions, and just stay true to you and your vision. That would definitely be the advice I would give to my younger self. So.
Whitney, thank you so much for doing this quick interview, because it's literally so quick, but your answers are just like on point because you know your shit, so I like it. But honestly, thank you so much for being part of Confessions and being a wifey.
I'm honored, and it's so great to spend time with you.
I hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Whitney. Mwah.
All right, bye.